Welcome to the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Digital marketing essentials and next level tactics. From offsite and on-site optimization to persuasive selling and everything in between. You'll learn actionable tips on what it takes to outright and outrank your competition. Now, here's your host, Timothy Carter.
Thanks for joining me on the podcast. Today we're going to talk about how to reuse old content in new ways. You know, it can be tough to come up with new ideas for content to fuel your inbound marketing campaigns. You know, Google and your users love to have a constant stream of new information, but meeting that demand is challenging, especially considering how many articles you may have already written. If you can figure out a way to reutilize some of your old content in new and exciting ways, you can save yourself a little time and still give your users and the search engine crawlers, exactly what they want to see. A word of warning though, don't directly duplicate your content. Duplicate content can earn you, an immediate SEO penalty, and it can harm your reputation in the eyes of your users. Instead of simply duplicating the content you've already written, you can take that content and create new and unique content. Consider the following strategies to accomplish this. One, let's post an update. Let's say you wrote an article at the end of 2019 predicting what major industry changes you expect to see in 2020. Well, I bet you when you wrote that article in 2019, you didn't see coronavirus happening. So, now that we're well into 2020, we can be certain that all the information on 2020 is in. Well, maybe not. Now, you can take that old article and post an update. Recap all the points you made in the original article. In this case, all the predictions you made for the developments of 2020. Were they right? Were they wrong? Why? These updates aren't limited exclusively to prediction articles, though. You can either post an update to any article whose original circumstances have changed. How about number two, another way? Write a sequel. Don't update your article directly. Instead, write an elaboration on it, a sequel. Turn that original article into the first part of a multi-part series. For example, if you wrote an article on how to make guacamole, you could follow it up with an article on the different variations of guacamole to try. If you interviewed the CEO of a certain company about a certain topic, repeat a similar interview with a different notable member of your industry, or re-interview that CEO on a new topic. Another way, use it as a chapter. You aren't limited to simply writing a new post that recaps or expands on a previous one. Instead, you can use your original post as an anchor chapter, in an extended white paper or an ebook. Depending on the length and the detail of your post, you may need to edit it to make it fit. It will require more work than simply using the article to generate another article, but the extra benefits of having an ebook in circulation more than make up for that extra effort. Another way, break it up and schedule it as separate social posts. This is especially useful for very concise, quotable articles. Take a look back to try to find an article with ample opportunities for segmentation. Pull out a handful of meaningful sentences from your post and use them as social media updates. You can even post a link back to the original article to rejuvenate interest in the full original piece, and then move the article to the top of your blog for the same purpose. Another way is you can turn it into an infographic. This is a useful strategy for any article that has a list of facts or series of actionable steps in the body. The denser the original article is, the more effective the infographic will be. You can work with a professional designer to create the infographic from scratch using the info you've already researched, then post the infographic as an individual post. Syndicate it out on social media, calling attention to the original article as well as the new piece, and reap the rewards of that new visibility and hopefully new external links from that infographic. Another one, take inspiration from your comment section. Another idea, it's not from your original content, but the effects of the original content come into play here. Find a particularly interesting piece in your archives and see what types of comments that it generated. Were people asking a lot of one type of questions, or did they offer interesting counterpoints? Use these comments as inspiration to generate, a topic or for a new piece, which you can then develop as an independent work or follow up to the original as you see fit. Another one is you can use it as the foundation for a podcast or a video. If you're hard pressed for visual or audio content, this is the perfect strategy for you. Use your original piece as a jumping off point for an interactive discussion, which you can use in a podcast or video format. Either way, invite your users to take part in that discussion and bring up new points related to your old topic. And then last but not least, create a best of list. This is another great option to create a new piece that aggregates some of your greatest works of the past. For example, you could compile a list of our top 10 posts on bone health, featuring the titles, links, and brief descriptions of your most popular posts from each category. As long as your descriptions are comprised of, originally written content, your users and Google will see this article as a piece of new material, but you won't have to do much research to put it all together. Plus, you'll instantly revive, more traffic to some of those long lost hidden gems you've gotten on your site. So, the next time you find yourself stuck in, trying to come up with a new topic for a new blog article, or the next time you need a new piece of material on short notice, consider using one or more of these strategies. The more diverse, your archive of previously written content is, the more options you're going to have. So focus on keeping that archive of, original content sustained with an influx of new topics, in addition to, the reimagining of old content. And that's about it for today's episode. So if you want to improve your site's organic visibility and you need some new content, come on over to SEO.co and schedule a time to have a free consultation. Learn how we can help you scale your ability to outwrite and outrank your competition.
Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show, and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success.